Hello everyone and welcome back to the Carcode YouTube channel. If you're new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Now you may realise that this is not a brand new car, it's 12 years old. I've bought my mum this car for a few reasons. Her Micra is getting very old and I thought it would be a nice thing to do, but also I'm able to use it. The 2012 Volkswagen High Up. I've had it for a couple of weeks now, so I'm going to go through why I chose it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, the issues I've encountered along the way, and more. If that sounds good, keep watching and I'll give you an overview of the new car, which is called Fizz, by the way, because of the number plate. The name made sense. Fizz, there you go. It's on very low mileage, so it'll keep some miles off my Golf, so it benefits me as well, but also means my mum's got a much nicer car than her battered old Micra. This is my mum and this is the car I got for her that we've been sharing. So this is mum's main car, Daffodil's my main car, so this is my secondary car and that's your secondary car. What do you think of this one, Mum? Now, first of all, something to state, this is a red car, and I said a lot of times I don't like red cars. Red is not my favourite colour. Not a fan of red, and it's still true. I wouldn't buy a new red car, but this is a used car. It's 12 years old and you know it suits the look. It's tornado red, which is the truest red you can get. It's not like Volkswagen's newer reds, which are like the flash red, which is a bit more bright, less deep red. The good thing about the tornado red is it does hide quite a lot of sins. Little nicks and things like that are hidden quite well. There is a little bit of lack appeal in certain areas though, which I will show you, and I'll show you some of the other issues on the vehicle as well. But mechanically it's sound, so that makes me feel rest assured that I've made the right choice with this car. It's done very low mileage, under 36,000. So then let's get the bad bit out of the way. Let's go through some of the problems with this car. Well, this is one I've just noticed today. As you can see, the little daytime running light bulb, it's on this one and that one's off. That's only a few pounds fix. There is a little bit of lack appeal in quite a few areas on the vehicle. So I've got a little lacquer pen and hopefully that'll seal that, because obviously you just don't want it to spread and come off the whole car. It's just very typical with red vehicles. It's another reason why I'm not a big fan of them. This mirror cap's had a little bump. This little window trim piece here has got some strange nicks to it, almost like it's been keyed or something like that, and it kind of isn't flush here, so it's like coming away. And they've also kind of aged and mottled all around the car, so it's kind of like it's been under a sappy tree or something like that. The petrol cap is a different colour to the body. Just coming around to the back of the car, this is another issue, is the boot. So you can see I'm trying to open it now, unlock the car. That normally unlocks the boot on and up. Still nothing. Unlock with the boot button. You hear it release. Almost there. You have to press the boot button and the boot button at the same time for it to open. Took it to the garage at my workplace. They said it's probably the boot button that's the issue, the release button. However, lots of forums say it'll be this catch here that's the problem. It's funny, the actual lock mechanism is about £20, but a button is about £70 or £80. Unlucky if it's both, but it could be. I notice we've got a silica bag for the next problem. And the next problem is there's a little bit of moisture in the boot. I don't know if you were to see that. It's more condensation, that's what everyone said, it's condensation, but there is an overall slight damp smell in the vehicle. Not sure where it's coming in from. Apparently it's quite common though, because it is the bare metal inside. So condensation, if there's any damp in the car, it will go onto the cold bare metal, but it shouldn't smell damp in the car. You may notice as well, there's a little bit of what looks like condensation around the edge of the tailgate glass. I know on the forums some people have said they've had this glass bit replaced. Maybe it's that, it could be coming in for the brake light, but I don't think it is because it's not wet high up. This rubber seal on the back here apparently is common for failing. That's what I'm guessing where the water's coming in from. The roof is in a little bit of a worse condition, so there's some lack of peel there, as you can see. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, and I'm well aware of that. There's some more lack of peel there. If anyone has any tips though about anything that I've mentioned, definitely put them in the comments. It'll be highly appreciated. That would be great. There's quite a few scratches on the roof, so I need to polish that. You'll be able to see on this wheel, they get kind of bubbly and tatty, and as you can see, they kind of fall off. So I'm going to take that one off before it flies off. There you go. So they're not on strong, but I think obviously this is 12 years. I'm guessing these are the original ones of adhesion onto the car. They get washed, sand them all off, and then tape up not the edge chrome, tape up this section and then paint the rest. I like that I was just talking about the lamps and now that one started working again. One thing I do really love about this car is how clean the condition is of the front of it. I don't know if it's been repainted perhaps, but it doesn't matter because, you know, normally a car 12 years old will be covered in stone chips on the front, and like I say, the Tornado Red does cover a lot of sins, so like little nicks and bits and bobs do blend in nicely to the paintwork. I don't like red, but the Tornado Red, I do like it. I like it on the Up and the Beetle especially. It's just a fun retro look, isn't it? And I like the red dash inside, so it's just quite fun. Even though red's not my favourite colour, I do like it. And I also like on the pre-facelift how the chrome badge has got the red showing through. I really love that. On the facelifted Up, they don't have that and it's a little bit less personality. It also doesn't have as much of a smiley face as this, which I really love about this car. I can't promise there won't be a few more negatives because it's a 12-year-old car and I am a very fussy person, so you might notice a few things, but there's a lot of things I want to do to it, and hopefully I can have your help by doing that. And your help is by commenting, watching, liking, subscribing. Also, if you know any brands that are great, and also any tips for Up ownership, etc. I know the forums are really useful. All the major electrical and mechanical components are sound, which is the most important thing, isn't it, on a car? The leaky boot, etc. is annoying, but it's not going to cause you to break down on the roadside. So, what is the Up like to drive? Well, it's not the fastest car in the world. Luckily, being a high up, it's the 74 brake horsepower model, so it's not the 64 brake horsepower, and those 10 horsepower make a bit of a difference actually. Getting up to 30 miles per hour is absolutely fine. Now, hill starts and setting off and things like that, it's not very good at. It's not bad at, it's not like a Citroen C1, which are awful. It's much more like a normal car, but you have to give it a little bit of revs in first gear. But you see now I'm up to 28 miles per hour, that's very quick to do that. For darting around town, it's absolutely perfect. It's when you want to go higher speeds, that's where the power becomes a bit of an issue. Your 30 to 60 and more your 60 to 70 that you're going to notice it's a little slow, especially when I'm used to my turbocharged Golf, which isn't the fastest car either. It's got 123 brake horsepower. You do notice the difference without a turbo. The Up GTI is a lot quicker, as is the E-Up or Seat Me Electric. There is something nice about it though, the little thrummy 3-cylinder, and the fact that you have to push it is quite nice as well, because if I really pushed my car and revved my car as much as this, I'd be going way too fast all the time. But you do have to give it a little bit of beans, this car, to get about, which is kind of the charm of it and is quite fun. So going up hills and stuff, I don't normally go into third gear until about 25 miles per hour in this car. In my car, I'd normally switch up at 20 miles per hour. You may notice these lovely seats. These are the high up seats. One thing I love about it is it's got heated seats, so that's obviously a huge plus of this car. The seats are actually surprisingly supportive. They're quite flat though on the bum, but they do hug you in all right. Like I said in the Seat Me Electric review, they're proportionate to the vehicle. It was £6,000, which isn't bad for a mechanically sound, low mileage high up. It's just a few bits on it that aren't quite right. It lets it down a little bit. You do pay more for that VW badge, but the VW definitely had more to it that I like about it in terms of its design. Well, that's it really. There's not a lot of difference between the Me and the Citigo and the Up. I just like the Up because of its design really, and because it's a Volkswagen, call it badge snobbery. So what I love most about this Up is the interior. It is really special, and it's what my mum loves about the car as well. So you've got the really thin leather wrap steering wheel, and it's thinner than my Golf actually, and it's the same steering wheel out of the Volkswagen Beetle, so that feels quite special, and it does feel like you're driving a Beetle a little bit in terms of the steering wheel, the round dials, and also having the body colour dash. That's really cool. I do really love that about it as well. Just that pop of colour, it's really fun. I also like that this section is in the ceramic rather than in black. Again, just lightens up the cabin. Definitely they've been inspired by the Fiat 500, that's for sure, but they've made it a little bit more of a quality product and a bit more reliable as well than the Fiat. In the more modern Volkswagens, it's the cheapest one, so of course it's going to be the less premium one, but they've balanced it out nicely by adding some fun elements. When I turn the car on, it says Skoda navigation. Yeah, So this screen wasn't actually present with the car in the pictures, and I said, has it got a screen? So he said, I'll sort you a screen out. Fair enough. So it's a Skoda one. It still works the same. It's got the Garmin navigation. And to be fair, these Maps and More screens are pretty fun, to be fair. I like them. I think they're really cool. They're just plug and play, so really easy. And yeah, pretty good. The thing is, you can connect your phone Bluetooth, but it's not like Apple CarPlay. It's not as good as that system, and you can't just plug and play the newer system with the phone holder on the Maps and More, so it's not as good. The radio reception is pretty rubbish as well. Yeah, not fab. The speakers aren't that great either. This one rattles. You've got 4 speakers in this car. You don't have any tweeters up here. Some people have retrofitted tweeters into this black plastic section here, and some people have done them here where they would be on a sound pack car. A bit annoying, but it is what it is. It's not awful sound, especially when you connect your phone. It's not as bad. I have had an issue with this speaker though being a bit intermittent, so I think that'll need to be replaced, but I want to put some better speakers in than the factory ones anyway. Behind the covers and everything nice and out of the way, and there's quite a few useful guides online for me to be able to do that, so that's really good. I like that. These seats are lovely as well. Integrated headrests I'm not a huge fan of, but they don't proper curve like that towards your head like they would on the Aygo and the C1. So they're actually quite good, and even for my mum who's 5'2", they're all right. She says they're fine too. I like the red on the sides, just matching in, and the cream. I love the interior ambience of this car. It's just great. It's aged very well actually, and just looks really fun. There's nothing really bad in the inside of the car, just normal wear and tear. That's it really. This is probably one of my mum's least favourite thing about the car, is the fact that it's a 3-door, not a 5-door vehicle. My Golf's a 3-door, so it's my favourite type of thing. I love the design on the outside, and inside I love having your blind spot so far back. It feels more futuristic, to be honest, even though no cars are 3 doors now pretty much, so I do really like that about it. The back seats, you don't have a huge bit of room, but you do have 2 cup holders. My dad's Audi Q8 e-tron hasn't got cup holders in the back, so this is winning on that. It's got no armrests, and it's got these hard plastic armrests here, but it's actually surprisingly comfortable and really airy. You've got loads of headroom, you've got quite big windows. You definitely have more space in the back of here than you would in a Fiat 500, for example, and you get a bigger boot as well. So it's not awfully unpractical. I'll move this back to my seating position. I've got quite a bit of knee room and loads of headroom. Really, it's quite good. It's actually the same height as my Golf almost, so they're very similar in terms of height. It's the wheelbase length, the length as overall is where they're different, but actually the distance between the front and the back wheels isn't a huge difference on this and a Golf, so that's something interesting to know. This has got about 70% of interior space that a Golf has got, so pretty impressive, and think of it as so much smaller on the outside. Very good. 2 sets of ISOFIX points in the back, we're never going to use that. One thing, I'm being very picky here, you know, I am very picky. It would be nice if there was a bit of red on the seats in the back, but other than that, absolutely fine, and yeah, I do like it. Seat belts aren't damp, which is good because I'm not sat in the back of here yet, and yeah, I'd be quite happy in the back of this car. I like it. The Up is back. I did send it back to where I got it from for about a week to fix some of those issues that I went through. I fixed the daytime running light bulb, well, my work did, fitted, it was £2.78 or something, so that's not a problem at all. I couldn't find this trim, so they replaced that for me, which was really great. It was Acres Car Sales in Bradford. They were very good. Obviously, it would have been nice if they got those things sorted before, but overall it has been good. The damp is not an issue anymore. It doesn't smell. And I'll show you now, I've just used a lacquer pen to cover up those lacquer peel spots. Done a bit of lacquer pen there. You can see it just brings the gloss back and takes that pinkish tint away. Eventually I do plan on wet sanding it all and doing it properly though. And then the bigger 2 patches, I've done the same. So you can just see this bit here. It's not the best, it's not amazing, but it just brings the gloss back and takes the eye off it. But I do plan on doing it properly at some point. And the same on this bit here. It just means it's not that matte pink finish. It's got some gloss on it, but I will do those properly. But it does look a lot better now. The boot is still a little bit dodgy, but it's nothing major. So here's the 2 cars. This is Daffodil and Fizz. So I've just hit 46,000 miles in my car, and this one has just hit 36,000. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and enjoy more videos of this Up. I do plan on getting a few sponsors, so like a dash cam. I've recently got a dash cam for this gifted, so that's exciting, so maybe do the same with this. A few little bits that I want to fix on it and make a bit better. I'll show you along the journey and show the little few bits and bobs that I plan on doing. And a new wheel cap is on the way. Just that'll look a lot better then. The wheels are a bit scuffed, but it's nothing majorly bad. Think of this one, Mum.
I love it. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Thanks, son. What can I say? It's great. Wish it had 5 doors.
You wish it had 5 doors and you wish the boot worked properly.
And I wish the boot worked properly.
But we can't do anything about the 5 doors, but maybe we can sort the boot out and hopefully do a few things along the way. But it's definitely an upgrade from a battered old Micra, isn't it?
It's way better than the battered Micra.
It's lovely to drive. It would be nice if it had a bit more power and those few bits that are a bit funny with it, but of course it is like 12 years old, so we'll fix 2 of the problems. Some of them were fixed at the garage, which is great. Overall, I'm very happy with it. There's a few different bits that I want to do, but I think it's quite exciting and it's nice, isn't it, that we've got this?
It's utterly brilliant. Yeah, it really is. It's a step up from the Micra.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Are you happy?
Yes, thank you.
Happy. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe down below and keep an eye out for more Up content in the future. I'm sure we'll make some more videos and we'll do like a few months review of it and you can say what you thought of it over the few months you've had it. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.